presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports. Last night, Tampa Bay had its 5-game interleague winning streak come to an end. Milwaukee broke the game open in the 7th and cruised to a 5-1 victory. This afternoon, left-hander David Price goes to the mound. It's the rubber game of this interleague set. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. This afternoon, we welcome you to a beautiful day in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Miller Park for Game 3 of this interleague clash between the Rays and the Brewers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. And yes, Todd Callis will be along throughout the afternoon. This series even at a game apiece. The Rays dropping last night's game. And this Milwaukee ball club coming into this game, holding a half-game lead in the National League Central Division. One of the reasons, in that number 3 spot in their order, Ryan Braun, and one of the reasons he's so dangerous, he'll hit the ball to all parts of the field with power.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what makes him dangerous for any pitcher. Ryan Braun has a very well-rounded offensive game. You see the season numbers right there. He's a career 300 hitter, 310 this year, 15 home runs, the good power numbers. Very good on the base pass. He's got 16 stolen bases, 16 out of 20, and he's very hot right now. He had the big home run or the big base hit yesterday to extend that lead from 2-1 to 4-1, but he's riding a 13-game hitting streak, and he's hitting 340 over that stretch.
The Rays trying to win a series here. They're going to send David Price to the mound. He's motivated coming off for him a subpar outing the last time on the mound against the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, that Boston Red Sox start, he walked 5 in 5 innings. He gave up just 3 earned runs, but was not happy with the way that he threw the baseball, and it's been a very uneven month for David Price. You see the overall numbers. The first 2 starts of the month, he was very good. Texas Rangers, Los Angeles Angels, he was 1-1, but he had a 2.40 earned run average, 15 strikeouts and 15 innings, threw the ball very well. His last 2, not so much. That Boston start that we talked about, and also struggled a little bit in Baltimore.
Today's pitching matchup brought to you by Coventry Healthcare. David Price 7-6 on the hill for the Rays. The Brewers counter with right-hander Sean Markham. His mark coming in 7-2. On the last road trip, we got to hear from David Price from inside the Rays dugout. And when we come back, we'll hear more from David Price via Todd Callis.
No, come talk to me.
Miller Park in Milwaukee, getting ready for a little Wednesday afternoon baseball. Then the Rays with a day off before a weekend series against the Houston Astros. A lot of fans like when we mic up the players in the dugout before the game. Well, last week we had today's starter, David Price, mic'd up. A couple of things to remember when you watch this clip. His dog's name is Astro, and he's the loudest clapper on the team.
You want to say something?
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Called Astro a beautiful thing. You made that sick play. See how it happens? That's how it starts.
I need a hit.
Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, in my heart tonight. Hey, baby, Johnny D, that a boy. Yeah. Oh, me and Shields, remember last year in Boston, we were seeing how many pieces of gum we could put in our mouth? 25. Yeah. That's like 25 pieces of gum in my mouth in Boston. Where, cuz? Fair. Yeah, go, get two. Go, go, go. Yes, sir. Better start hustling. I love those outs. Those are the best. Oh! Yeah! Come on, BJ! Come on, B! Shoot, man! Yes, sir! Yeah! That boy, BJ, good job. That baby Longy. That boy Rick. Baby Koch. That baby Zoe. That baby Papa. That boy Jace.
You've got to love the enthusiasm and the entertainment value for David Price as he has now done his warm-up pitches and ready for baseball. Don't forget, today is Email the Booth, Website Wednesday. BA doing some final grooming on Dwayne's stats, making sure everything's ready to go. That is a fantastic jacket there, D-Wayne. It is David Price against Sean Markham. By the way, log on to foxsportsflorida.com. Click on the Rays link to ask your questions. Don't be surprised if the Rays throw some righties up there against Markham, including their switch hitters. We'll have the lineups and first pitch right around the corner.
Brewers set to square away here in the third and final game of this series. The Rays coming in 40-34, Milwaukee 41-34. Sean Rodriguez in the batter's box, and The first pitch from the right-hander Sean Markham is a strike call, so we're underway.
Sean Markham making his 16th start of the year, making the transition to the National League very smoothly so far. 7-2 with a 2.85 earned run average.
Which is fouled back and out of play. 0-2. Be interesting to see in this matchup here as we're underway. 10 minutes past the hour, right on time. 74 degrees here in Milwaukee today. A gorgeous day following a lot of rain last night. Oh, 2 the count. And Sean Rodriguez takes the pitch inside. It's a 1-2 count. Rays running third in the AL East. They start the day 4.5 back of Boston. Pitch is popped up. Pitch in on him. McGee makes the catch. That ball just fair. And Rodriguez is the first out. Ben Zobrist hits second ahead of Evan Longoria. DJ Upton's in the cleanup spot, and Casey Kochman hits fifth. In left, the number 6 hitter Justin Ruggiano, followed by Kelly Shopik, Elliot Johnson, and then David Price.
How about this? Ben Zobrist.
Yep. Zobrist hitting right-handed here against Markham, and that's going to be an interesting development throughout this game. There's a strike. Ben is 5 out of 10 lifetime against Markham, and the Rays really see him more than what Joe Madden would call a neutral left-right matchup. They really see him as a right-handed left-hander. Well, and the lineup reflects that today.
Yeah, and you know that there's reason why, and here it is. You know, coming into this season, right-handers a 251 average. Last year, right-handed hitters hit 298 off Sean Markham. Lefties hit just 190.
Zobrist skies one to straightaway center. That's Gomez out there making the catch. 2 gone.
Well, let's take a look at the Brewers defense as it lines up this afternoon, left to right. In the outfield, Ryan Braun, Carlos Gomez, and Corey Hart. Across the infield, third to first, Casey McGee, Yuniesky Betancourt, Ricky Weeks, and Prince Fielder, Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Right-handed hitters a year ago hit 298 and lefties only 190 against this right-hander.
And this year, it's completely flipped. I mean, right now, through 15 starts in the National League, lefties are hitting 274 off of them. Righties, just 160. And that's why it'll be interesting to see. The Rays are still taking that approach that they took last year, throwing a lot of right-handers out against them. You see the splits. They were even more dramatic when you just go from last year to this year. But you can definitely see he has made the adjustment against right-handed hitters. He's throwing his changeup more against them, the cutter more.
Yeah, the right-handers are off 138 points against him from one year to the next. And lefties are up over 80. But that right-handed decline is certainly significant.
What he's done is he's cut back a little bit on the traditional fastball, gone with a few more cutters, and then increased the amount that he's thrown the off speed. And that's what really given the righties a hard time, is that off speed. They're hitting just 115 off of his off speed offerings, and you can see he's getting Longoria on the fastball away. A little cut to it.
And Evan reaching for that pitch, pops it foul up the right side. You look at Longoria coming in 5 of 14 lifetime against Markham. We mentioned Zobrist 5 out of 10. Sean Rodriguez, who's in the leadoff spot today, 7 of 13 against Markham lifetime.
Well, last year too was the Rays really went after him with those righties, and his overall numbers against the Rays, he's 2-2 with a 3.17. But if you just look at last year's number, he had 4 starts against them and was 0-2 with a 5.55. So obviously there was something to the approach that the Rays took that worked out well. However, with him making the adjustment, nice little chess match to watch.
2-2. Longoria is out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the first. Bottom of the frame coming, no score. At in the bottom of the first, Ron Renick's lineup has Ricky Weeks again leading off. Corey Hart's up in the number 2 spot, and he's not unfamiliar hitting out of that spot. Ryan Braun hits third, and Prince Fielder, the cleanup man, in front of Casey McGee. Yuniesky Betancourt up in the 6th spot. Carlos Gomez 7th. Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher, hits 8th, and Sean Markham, the pitcher, 9th.
Making the start this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander David Price. It will be his 16th start of the season, a 7-6 record, 3.61 on the earned run average. Did not throw the ball particularly well in his last outing against the Boston Red Sox, and nobody knows that more than David Price. I think you're going to see an angry, determined, aggressive David Price this afternoon.
Well, he's 7-6 on the year, coming off that loss at the hands of the Red Sox. And he certainly sees himself as more than a 7-6 pitcher. 16th start of the year for David Price. And here's Weeks. Weeks having a good year in the leadoff spot. He gives them some pop up there. He's hit 14 home runs, and the first pitch from Price is a strike. 4 leadoff home runs for Weeks.
Man, he turns it loose. He does not get cheated.
A little close there with the hard stuff, and the count is 1-1.
I think that's what you're going to see out of David Price here, at least in the early going, is establish that fastball and not abandon it as quickly as he did in his last start.
1-1, or 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Price 7th in the American League with 94 strikeouts.
You got to like that strikeout to walk ratio. Just 20 walks to go with those 94 strikeouts.
Pitch fouled right back into the screen.
And that's why David Price, like you said, Dwayne, he feels like, hey, I'm a much better pitcher than 7-6. He feels like he's throwing the ball well. Certainly his walks are way down.
Yeah, he's given up only right at 1.4 walks every 9 innings.
Last year he was up in the mid-3s. So he has done a much better job with that.
Weeks chops this one foul.
Now let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up this afternoon. Left to right in the outfield, Justin Ruggiano, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Elliot Johnson, Sean Rodriguez, and Casey Kochman. Kelly Shoppett gets the call behind the plate.
The pitch misses in. Fastball. It's 2-2.
Boy, this is a good fastball here, trying to close out Ricky Weeks. Could have gone either way. I think the first 2 games of this series, that does get called for strike 3.
Yep, I think you're right. Brian Knight working the plate this afternoon. High fastball. So it's a full count on an extended at bat here by Weeks, leading off. Ground ball toward third. Off the glove of Longoria and into left for a base hit. So Weeks saw a lot of pitches and got the fastball through the left side of the infield.
Yeah, he saw all fastballs, and that's why you knew what David Price, this is a tough position for David Price to be in. You know it's a full count. You know he's going to throw a fastball, and he's got to throw it over the plate. Weeks hits it hard enough to get it out away from the outstretched glove of Evan Longoria on the dive, and the Brewers have the leadoff man aboard.
There's Corey Hart up in the number 2 spot. This is the 18th time they've hit him out of the 2nd spot in the lineup. The Brewers lead the National League in home runs. And you have a guy like Hart hitting 2nd, and the leadoff man Weeks with 14 home runs. That just gives you an idea right away what kind of power this lineup possesses.
I don't know if you saw the home run that he hit at Fenway Park, right center field. That's a long way out there, so this guy's got some juice from right center on over.
Pitch in.
He's got that tall, he's a tall guy, a lot of leverage. So when he gets extension, kind of like Richie Sexton, they get those arms extended, they can really launch.
Hit 3 home runs against the Washington Nationals back in May. The pitch is foul back. 1-2. And this park can be conducive to the long ball.
And we saw that last night. That ball really jumped off the bat of Betancourt. He got a fastball elevated, put a pretty good swing on it, caught it with some good backspin, and left center field. It got out of here some room to spare.
And that pitch hits hard.
David Price finally coming with an off-speed pitch, and he comes here with the slider, yanks this ball right down and in, and catches Corey Hart right on the foot.
Weeks at second. Hard hit by the pitch, takes over at first. Well, there's Ryan Braun already up here with 2 men on and nobody out.
And for Ryan Braun's season, you look at those numbers, he has absolutely, which kind of goes against it a little bit, destroyed right-handed pitching. All 15 of his home runs are against righties, and 49 out of his 53 RBIs are against righties. Hitting .318.
The pitch is a strike.
Now, how about that?
There's the split on him. No home runs at all against lefties. He's 8th in the league in hitting, 7th in home runs, and 4th in runs batted in. Bouncing ball foul.
He did have the 2 RBI single last night off J.P. Howell that kind of blew that game open. The Rays really stumbled around there in the bottom of the 7th inning, loaded the bases on an error and a couple of walks, and he hammered the first pitch he saw into left field. And Brewers started to pull away.
Oh, 2 the count. And he singles through the right side. Zobrist charges it. Weeks will score. Throw to third, and the runner is safe there. The throw a little bit to the left field side of the bag, and that gave Hart the chance to get in there. Longoria had to take the ball and try to get it back to the bag. So Weeks scores. Hart goes to third on the RBI single by Braun.
Well, change up down and away. Ryan Braun stays right on it, pokes it in the hole. Ben Zobrist, forget about going home. He throws it a little wide to third, and Corey Hart is able to slide by. Let's see. Evan gives it everything he can to get the tag, but he just does. He comes up short. That's a good call by Hunter Wendelstedt.
There's Prince Field. The pitch is a ball. The throw just a little wide to the left field side of the bag that allowed Hart to get in there. Strike at the knees.
That was an impressive piece of hitting there by Ryan Braun. Obviously doesn't see David Price ever. You got to be ready for that fastball. He stayed on that changeup nicely and just shot that in the hole between first and second.
A foul ball. What's doubly frustrating about that is hitting Hart with a pitch on a 1-2 count.
Yeah.
Suddenly Hart was aboard. Weeks pushed into scoring position at second. And then he was ahead of Braun 2 strikes. And he singles, driving in the run. Fielder stepping back. And Fielder hitting .297 against lefties. 2 of his 20 home runs off left-handed pitching. Nobody out with men on the corners at first and third. Outside, popping out of Shopping Smith. It's the breakout there, lefty righty, that we referenced before. Fielder pushing .300 against left-handed pitching. Runner takes off from first, a chop toward the middle. Out at second, out at first, and the run scores. Johnson managed to field the ball and get his foot on that bag just before Braun, who had broken on that play, arrived. And so a nice play by Johnson on the double play. The run scores, but the Rays get 2 outs.
Yeah, that is a nice play by Elliot Johnson. Runner going and Braun, yeah. He gets over to the other side. He's trying to do anything. Tag, step on the bag, whatever he can, and then hurries the throw over there to Kochman, pick up the double play.
So the Brewers have 2 runs. The bases are empty. And the pitch to McGee is a strike. Casey McGee, he was the team MVP for the Brewers last year. Drove in over 100 runs. 0-2 the count. Weeks and Hart have scored the runs. A ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. Will take the count all the way out. High fastball. That forces another 3-2 pitch. Back into right. Zobrist is there and makes the catch to retire the side. 2-run score. We go to the second. 2-0 Milwaukee.
take a 2-0 lead. Tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
The Rays will send B.J. Upton leading off the second inning. Upton, Kochman, and Ruggiano. Markham's first pitch is away. Markham left his last outing with a strain, a hip strain. High fly ball right field. Coming back to Hart. 1 out. San Diego has taken a 1-0 lead on the Red Sox at Fenway. That game's in the top of the second inning. The New York Yankees and the Cincinnati Reds will be busy today. They had the rain out. They'll make that up. That game's in the 6th inning at Cincinnati, and New York leads 4-2. Casey Kochman takes the pitch low. Boston starting the day with a full game lead on New York, even in the loss column. And the Rays are 4.5 back. 1 ball, 1 strike. See Boston with 2 more wins than New York, but each team with 29 losses. The Rays at 40 and 34.
And that's the column that you're always concerned with. You can make up those wins if you're behind in the wins.
Yeah, can't take back a loss.
That's right.
2-1 to count. Only 4 teams in the American League with as many as 4 wins. 40 wins, that is, and the Rays one of them. Pitch is foul, out of play, and 3 of those 40 or 40 plus win teams are in the AL East. The Texas Rangers lead the West. They're 40 and 35. The Rays 40 and 34 in the East, and they're 4.5 back.
Such is life in that division. It's a grind.
Year after year. Full count to Kochman. The liner headed into right field. That's a base hit, cut off by Hart. Kochman makes the turn but stops at first. So Casey Kochman continues to swing a very solid bat for the Rays. He came in hitting .339.
Markham just comes in here with a fastball, catches a little bit too much plate. Casey Kochman puts a nice swing on it. Corey Hart was playing deep out there in right field, so he was able to get over. Thought that ball maybe had a chance to get to the wall. Potential double, but Hart cuts it off, gets the throw back in, and holds Kochman to a single.
Now Justin Ruggiano. Takes a big cut. Strike 1. Ruggiano thinking about trying to launch one with that cut.
Yeah, opened up a little bit too quick. That was the cutter. Pulled off of it badly.
Well, with a few more cutters to right-handed hitters and that changeup, more changeups there as well. What he does is swing and a miss. 0-2. What happens with him? He's got the ball moving in 2 different directions against a right-handed hitter now.
That's it, and he's throwing the cutter at a percentage significant enough to where you have to respect it. So now all of a sudden you got the cutter breaking away from you, the regular fastball with a little tail in, more changeups, a better mix, and that's why he's done a much better job against them this year than in years past.
Pitch is low.
Good changeup right there. Jonathan Lucroy, no favors going down to catch that. You know, that downward motion, watch as he goes down to catch it. That sometimes will deke out an umpire. That was a good pitch.
Yeah, it's a very good pitch right there.
You know, and conversely, Dwayne, against lefties who have hit him at a much higher rate than they have in the past, he's cut back on throwing that cut fastball to them.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's kind of interesting, to take a close look at him, and we've attempted to try to break him down and figure it out. And that cutter to left-handed hitters, and you've talked about this before when Shields threw that pitch a lot. You've got to use it at the right time.
Yeah, you've got to use it at the right time. And where Shields wouldn't set it up sometimes, he wouldn't set it up properly. He would use that pitch away, try to backdoor it. And where Markham was so effective with his cutter was he would come in on the hands, and then that's fine. You could throw it in there all day. It's the backdoor cutter, the one where you're 2 strikes and a hitter's looking out over the plate, and you haven't set it up good, and you throw a pitch that's moving back towards the middle of the plate or towards the plate, and you've got a chance to get the bat out there. Yeah. That's the dangerous one. The one in on the hands it's the good one.
Yeah, and you're really doing that in plain view of the hitter.
Yes.
That gives him a chance to adjust to it when it starts away. High fly ball straight away center. Gomez is going to have room. He gets back to make the catch. Kochman remains at first.
And you're absolutely right, Dwayne. And where the one that starts middle of the plate or middle in and breaks to the hands that is so effective, what you're doing right there is you're giving the hitter, you're giving him the idea, look at the fastball. It's out over the plate. They see it really big. They want to go get it, start to take their big swing. And just that little bit of movement at the end, it goes from the barrel of the bat to the label of the bat. Typically a cutter is not a swing and miss pitch. It can be, but typically it's not. It's a miss the barrel of the bat pitch.
Kelly Shopik pulls off the pitch and misses. Shopik overall up to 190 with his average, and 389 spread out over his last 7 games, including a couple of doubles and a home run in that 7 of 18 run. Runner at first, 2 gone.
And it's funny, too, with Markham, when you start to look at why lefties this year, why are they having a lot more success? And then all of a sudden you see that cutter percentage has gone down. A significant number has gone down. And you say, that was a very effective pitch for him against the lefties.
There's a strike. 1-2. Yeah, and the slider has pretty much disappeared. He's thrown just a handful of those. And coming off Tommy John surgery and then getting back the way he did last year when he pitched well, he did have a little elbow issue at one point, and so you think, well, maybe he shelved that pitch for that reason.
That out of an entire repertoire, that would be the first one to go if you're worried about an elbow.
Count is still a ball and 2 strikes. He was 13-8 and made 31 starts for the Toronto Ball Club last year, and is a big part of the Brewers trying to fortify their rotation. Shopik take in. It's 2-2. He had a little elbow issue in the middle of the season in July last year. Spent some time on the disabled list, but pitched well when he came back. Shopik lifts one to deep right field. Hart will go back. That's got a chance to get out. And that ball is gone. Opposite field home run by Kelly Shopik. And this game is tied with 1 swing of the bat. Shopik lifted it out to right field. They've shortened that fence out there. There's a little hospitality area. They've made it even cozier. And Shopik takes advantage of that by going the other way.
Well, that pitch was away and off the plate. The problem with it for Sean Markham was it was elevated, and that allowed Kelly Shopik and that strong swing just to reach out there, put some backspin on it. The ball will jump here. Kelly's been seeing the ball well as of late. The power numbers are up. That adds right to it.
So the Rays are even on the home run by Shopik. Now Elliot Johnson, he takes a strike. 9th home run given up by Markham, and the 4th home run off the bat of Shopik. Oh, 2. It's low. Shopik hit a home run in that homestand series against the Marlins, connecting off the left-hander Brad Hand. It's a little chopper foul. It's 1-2. He's hit 2 home runs off lefties and 2 off a right-hander for the year, and this one makes it a tie game. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Elliott. Fourth home run given up by Markham to a right-handed hitter. 5 to lefties. And the pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. Johnson caught looking. The Rays scored 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. We're tied on the home run by Shopik. A 2-2 ball game.
Bottom of the 2nd inning. Take the Rays with you wherever you go this season. You can subscribe to MLB.tv to see every Rays game live or on demand on your computer and your other favorite devices. Visit RaysBaseball.com to order and to get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Yeah, that MLB TV, that's great. We found out today that you can watch a game from the past.
Yes, you can.
You know, they archive games, and you can pick one out and enjoy it.
No matter how embarrassing as it may be, you can do it.
Here's Rafael Betancourt. The pitch to him is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Betancourt, Gomez, and then Lucroy against David Price. Ground ball toward the hold at short. Nice pick by Johnson and a good strong throw right on the money. So Betancourt is out of there. Let's check in now with Todd Callis.
Thank you, Dwayne. It's our first Ask the Announcer website Wednesday. You can email the booth by going to foxsportsflorida.com and clicking on the Rays link. We have Dave from London, England, who's currently on holiday in the Tampa Bay area. He wants to know from both of you guys, Dwayne's called American League and National League teams, and BA's pitched for both. What do you guys think the biggest difference is between the two leagues, gentlemen?
Yeah, first of all, you know, it's amazing. We have a lot of viewers in England, and that dates back 8 to 10 years. There are a lot of Rays fans over there.
Love to vacation in Florida.
I think that has a lot to do with it. There's a ground ball to Gomez and picked again by Johnson. His throw to first gets the speedy Carlos Gomez. Two very good plays here by Elliot Johnson on balls hit by Betancourt and Gomez. The difference between National and American League, that's a great topic, because there are definite differences, as we know, and the DH has everything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, American League has the DH, so you've got an extra slugger in the middle of that lineup, as opposed to the National League where the pitcher hits, you know, and usually, obviously, in the 9-hole. You know, I think, and Dwayne, you and I have talked about this, and I know you're, because of the fact that steroids, PEDs are making their way out of the game, or almost completely out of the game now, as far as we can tell, that, you know, the game is starting to go back to small ball. So you're seeing a style of play, and the Rays are one of the teams that do it, where it's more of an old school National League style of play. However, you know, in the National League, you've got managers who have to double switch. They have to make a determination on when a starting pitcher's coming out of the game. You know, I can remember, you know, you get a guy in the American League who gives up a couple runs early, and then he gets on a roll and pitches. Well, the manager's going to let him pitch as long as he can. He's throwing the ball well. Where in the National League, you give up a couple runs early, and even though you may start to be throwing the ball well, it gets around the 5th or 6th inning, you're coming out of the game. You may have retired 12 in a row, but they got to get a bat in there. So there's a lot more decisions to make for the manager.
There's never that conversation made in the American League about, am I going to have to maybe sacrifice an inning or two for my starting pitcher because I've got to get his bat out and pinch hit for him, and then bring a guy in from the bullpen to try to hold him as they try to generate some offense. So there are elements that certainly separate the two leagues, and it always goes back to the DH, at least over the last few years. Shopik hustling and a great effort reaching in, and that ball just out of his reach. So Shopik, who hit the home run to tie the game, hustling there, trying to get Lucroy. Take a look at this hustle.
I think Kelly's feeling pretty good after that home run. I'll tell you what, I could have done without that right there. Nice catch there by the fan, but well, actually it wasn't even a catch, and then he holds it up and looks at Kelly. Kelly might want to knock that beverage out of his hand.
But once you go into the stands with a glove, it's Katie bar the door.
Well, there's no reason for the celebration. You didn't catch it, bud.
You just can't take things personally. Look at that.
His cup took it.
Yeah, but save the content.
We'll never give it up.
A full count to Lucroy. Swing and a miss. He's out of there, and 1-2-3. Go the Brewers. Tie game through 2-2-2. Moving forward by AT&T, by AutoWay. AutoWay, part of AutoNation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. And by Sonic. Right now at Sonic, you can get your hands on 4 new premium beef hot dogs, now just $1.99 each. We go to the third with the Rays and the Brewers tied 2-2. David Price on his way to the plate to lead it off here against Sean Markham. It'll be Price followed by Sean Rodriguez and Ben Zobrist. And Price up there with a couple big league hits to his name. He's 2 for 12. And the Rays staff still looking for its first hit. James Shields has a run batted in, but the Rays pitching staff with Hellickson going 0 for 2 last night, still looking for that first base hit. 1-0 the count to David Price. He fouls it back. It's 1-1. You know, talking about the National League and the American League similarities and differences, I really think that with the demise of that steroid era, and I think you saw the Angels start to do it first under Mike Scioscia. I think he brought a National League style of baseball and integrated that into the American League. And I just think the Rays under Joe Madden have taken that and just run wild with it. And they've made a more entertaining brand of baseball in the American League. And you're starting to see that replicated in the American League more and more by clubs. Number one, it can be more economical trying to build a team because you're not always paying sluggers those big contracts. And so it makes sense, I think, on a couple of fronts from an economic point of view, and it makes sense from a style of baseball, the entertaining style, and that more resembles in the American League the National League style of baseball. So from that point of view, I think the American League in some ways is becoming a little bit more reflective of the National League style of baseball as Price draws a walk to lead off the inning.
Yeah, you mentioned the Angels. See Markham here after that. He was ticked at himself there for missing that pitch, but you're right. Mike Scioscia started with the Angels, the Rays, the Indians are trying to do it. Absolutely. With Manny Acta. You know, it's not the era anymore of sitting back and waiting for that home run, you know, and vice versa. When I was over in the National League, I played over in the National League from 98 through 2002, and during that time, you saw a lot of National League teams playing more of an American League style of baseball. A lot of power-laden teams out there. The Cardinals, you know, and they had McGuire and all those guys. Of course, Sosa and the Cubs and Henry Rodriguez and, you know, the Blake Street Bombers with Colorado and all their power hitters. The Giants, of course, had, you know, Jeff Kent and Barry Bonds and Benito Santiago stuck in the middle of that lineup. A lot of power. So, you know, that was the style of play. But you're right. It's a better style and more fun to watch. A lot more emphasis on athletes. That's right.
I mean, if you want to see athletes perform, that's the style of baseball that you would prefer. And it has a greater emphasis on all facets of the game, and so you get a more well-rounded performance by a club than what you did when it was just line them up and let's swing for the fences. One ball, two strikes. One of the reasons Joe Madden, from the first day he arrived with the Rays, emphasized versatility. That's a method that he has to create depth when you may not be able to match dollar for dollar with Boston and New York in the division, but you can create depth by versatility. And you've got to have players who have some athletic ability to do that. And the Rays have really pushed the envelope in terms of almost demanding that their players be able to play more than one position. Boy, there's a great stop by Betancourt, and they're going to get the force on David Price. That ball appeared to be headed up the middle, and suddenly Betancourt got his glove out there to to make the stop and get the force play at second to Weeks.
At the very last minute, Betancourt comes up with this. The only question was, could he get it out of his glove and make the flip? Price coming in hot. Look at that at the very last second.
Now the second baseman right there is a case where Weeks will use the bag for protection because he knows he's there waiting, and anytime there's a little hesitation on the part of a fielder to get the ball to the second baseman, he knows instinctively that he's in some peril.
Well, yeah, and then you got David Price slide in there, apparently watching old footage or old stills of Ty Cobb.
So Weeks made sure that bag was between himself and Price. A little strawberry going.
And he's proud of it.
It's a foul ball. Strike one. Two runs, 2 hits for the Rays, 2 runs, 2 hits for the Brewers. Yeah, look at that. Say that's a hustle badge right there.
Every pitcher wants to be considered a real ball player. He'll be more proud of those stains on the pants than anything he does out on the mound today.
Got to get those pitchers in the lineup.
Yeah.
1 strike the count to Ben Zobrist. A strike around the knees. Then behind in the count, 0-2. Well, the Rays, while their pitching overall has been good, the starting pitching recently continues to be very good. They're hitting only .208 in their last 9 games. You know, they had that big outburst against the Baltimore Orioles on the 11th and 12th of June. Collected 29 hits in those 2 games. But they have not reached double figures in a game in hits since then. And hitting just .208. Zobrist fouls it back.
Well, that will be the struggle all season long, is putting together a consistent offense. That's why you're going to see Joe Madden just continually to try to utilize every area of the offensive game that he can. Bunts, hit and run, stolen bases. They're going to be games, a stretch of games where the Rays offense is going to look like, okay, that's what we're talking about, and then you're going to get your 9-game stretch where the team hits 200.
Over to first, close, with Rodriguez getting back in head first. David Price walked. He was forced at second. John Rodriguez reaching on a fielder's choice.
Go to that outside corner. Get as far away from that tag as you can.
Foul ball. Check swing. They're in the 8th inning in Cincinnati with New York leading the Reds 4-2. They're delayed in Boston in the top of the 3rd with San Diego leading the Red Sox 1-0. Some question about whether Markham would make this start, and they got him this time. Markham picks off Rodriguez. Jerry Lane making the call, and George Hendricks talking with Lane about that.
Well, let's see. Good, accurate throw. Fielder does a nice job to get the tag down, let the ball travel. and get the tag there quick.
Let's take a look at the move over there. I'm not sure he stepped first. And if he didn't, that's a balk.
Yeah, I think that was a right-hander balk move.
There's a ground ball to third. McGee comes up with it, and the throw to first is in time. And that retires the side. Sean Rodriguez picked off. We'll take another look at that. See, I think he moved before he stepped. 2-2 ball game, middle of the third. That's a balk by Markham, number one, and he was safe at first, number two.
Watch the front leg. See that? The buckle right there on the front leg. That is a right-hander balk move because a lot of base runners will look, and when that front knee collapses, they know he's picking up and going towards the plate. So he balks there, and then the tag, Sean Rodriguez's hand gets in. That's a bang-bang play, but that was a balk. And I'm going to tell you something. If you are going to balk, you do it when Bob Davidson is back at second base. He couldn't see that front knee buckle because I'm going to tell you something. He would not have missed it. Yeah. There's a reason he's got the nickname.
Yeah, that's balking Bob Davidson at second base. And so Markham, who's hitting now with a count of a ball and a strike, used that to his advantage. A little chicanery there, if you will. And he got it out using it. The foul ball back. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Markham, Weeks, and Hart due up. And Markham is out on strikes. One away in the third, and we'll check in with Todd Callis.
All right, guys, time for the Auto text poll question. We're going to involve you as well on our website, Wednesday Ask the Announcers. Today's question is, who will win today's sausage race? TB1 bratwurst, TB2 Polish, TB3 Italian, TB4 hot dog, TB5 chorizo. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. Tim would like to know who you guys think. Who's your favorite in today's race? We're going to take a look at some of the bios in that bottom half, in between innings, in the 6th inning, guys.
Yeah, well, it's kind of handicapping this race. You know, you're in Milwaukee. Your heart has to be with Bratwurst, but his performance has not been good.
It's not been good. That's my guy, and intimidates opponents with his muscular physique and aggressive approach to racing. Where are you, Bratwurst? I mean, I saw him yesterday, just absolutely just right out of the gate. Nothing. Yep. Nothing. Didn't intimidate anybody.
He may be too muscular, actually. He may need to be a little leaner, you know, for the backstretch.
Well,
that's the the season numbers. There's a shot down the left side, hooking foul. And it's 1-2. Just as a warm-up to this afternoon's race, here's a look at last night.
And look at Bratwurst. Go right to the back and just leave it there.
They're passing Tampa Bay's dugout right now. The Rays are watching. They're in the home stretch. Polish is Italian number 2. I don't know if he can catch him. Hot dog moving into
Italian
3.
has a lot of flair. But ran second. Weeks is out on strikes. He's not happy. 2 gone. 3 consecutive strikeouts here by David Price. And the other 2 contenders coming up as you try to handicap this one. Chirico has been pretty interesting here in the Rays' stay in Milwaukee. He's been impressive.
Yes, he has. Late comer to the action, but good enough to stick around.
And I think he trained at high altitude there in Central America. That helped. 1 ball and no strikes. And he went to Central and South America. I think he spent some time in the Andes training.
No, he didn't come unprepared. I'll tell you that much.
In fact, he might be a very strong competition for the Kenyans.
2012.
3-0 the count, and so see some action down there in the bullpen. We mentioned the hip flexor strain that Markham suffered in his last outing. Hart draws a walk following 2 strikeouts. So Marco Estrada, who was penciled in to start if they needed him, and Markham made the start, of course, but Estrada's up in the bullpen. Here's the workout yesterday from Markham, and he was really less than 100%. It appeared out of that light workout.
Well, that makes you wonder if he was less, and obviously not saying that he was, but if he was, then why make this start? It's a day game. You know, there's a lot of baseball left to be played. 1 start is not going to make the difference in a season. Shouldn't. You need a healthy Sean Markham. That's the whole reason that you brought him in. So if there was any question yesterday, I can't imagine he would have started the game today.
Yeah, he is a very important part of this Milwaukee Brewers ball club.
He was part of the big 2 that they brought in this offseason.
Line drive and right at Kochman. Get that mid up there to make the catch. Wow. I'm telling you, you talk about a line shot. Kochman made the grab. Braun is out of there. No runs, a walk, and a man left. We're through 3. This game is tied 2-2, and Casey Kochman is still with us after catching that line drive. Wow. Today brought to you by your local Southern Ford dealers, by Subway, Eat Fresh, and by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, lighting the way to better health. Sean Markham's going to call it a day. Marco Estrada is going to take over. We'll take a look at the at-bat of Markham in the bottom of the third, see if we can pick up anything there on the strikeout. If he was favoring a hip, he had a hip flexor strain. Difficult to tell.
Yeah. I do know that Ron Renicky went on record and said basically concerning Sean Markham's start today was that they were going to let him go out there the first 3 innings, hope he got through that, and then go inning to inning with him. Now, I can't imagine that you would start a guy knowing that you may only get 3 innings out of him, but that's what the case is here, and hopefully everything's okay with Sean.
So 54 pitches today for Markham. There's Ron Renicky. He's one of those disciples from the Angels, along with, of course, Joe Madden, Bud Black, Ron Renicky, off the staff of Mike Socha. And he's getting a report now on Markham. And Estrada, Marco Estrada is going to be the new pitcher. He's 27 years old. He's seen some big league time with Washington before joining the Brewers organization last year. And the pitch to Evan Longoria is down and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, Estrada will feature fastball, curveball, changeup, and a little cutter.
Pitch is too low. 2-0. Up to next, and then Kochman. 2-1. So the Rays got a couple runs, 2 hits off Markham in the 3 innings he worked.
Evan Longoria caught here being a little too aggressive.
It's popped up down the right side, back into the stands, out of play. Estrada was in 7 games in the major leagues with the Brewers last year. Made 1 start. High fly ball, right center field. Hart in line. And that'll be the first out. Our AT&T trivia question of the day. What is the Rays' longest winning streak in interleague play? The Rays had a 5-game winning streak in interleague play come to an end with last night's 5-1 loss here in Milwaukee. B.J. Upton. Fastball is in for a strike. Two. BJ making contact and fouling it. Estrada, born in Mexico, but he wound up pitching at Long Beach State. Just a little piece of the breaking ball. So a foul ball, and the count is still 2 strikes. Kochman will be next. BJ granted time by Brian Knight, the plate umpire. out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down.
Good changeup there by Estrada. You see that. The true circle change. Good arm action. That ball sinking down and away from BJ.
Want to know the count to Kochman. Boy, the ball that he caught out the bat of Braun was indeed a bullet. Braun, who hits the ball all over the place and hits it hard. Boy, he hit that one very hard on a line drive that really caught Kochman as much as Kochman caught the line drive.
Well, Kochman holding the runner on. He comes off the bag, picks up the pitch heading towards home plate, and then immediately has to get that glove up in front of the face. You saw him take a second there to kind of take a deep breath.
He lifts a popper. Short right, Weeks out from second, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-2. This afternoon here in Milwaukee. David Price back to the mound in this 2-2 ball game. And our AT&T trivia question. Let's get the answer. What's the Rays' longest winning streak in interleague play? And that would be in 2004. 13 wins. June 9th through the 26th in 2004. Trying to get back on the winning side of the ledger here this afternoon and win this series from Milwaukee. It's even at a game apiece. Here's Prince Fielder leading off the home half of the 4th, and David Price throws him a strike. Fielder, then McGee and Betancourt. It's 1-1. 25-year-old Price, a 19-game winner last year for the Rays, 19-6. He picks up the strike on the outer part of the plate. 1-2. Two the count. Rays will be heading to Houston to continue this interleague road trip. Fouled outside of first. We'll be with you on Friday night to open that series. James Shields will be on the hill for the Rays, and left-hander Wandy Rodriguez will pitch for Houston. Night game Saturday and a day game Sunday, and then the Rays are back home. There's strike 3 on a fastball at 97. Some good heat right there by David Price.
Now lefty on lefty, power on power. This right here, just a perfectly placed fastball. Now let's take a look at today's Toyota Inside Look. And this is what we were talking about. David Price, first 14 start, aggressive with the fastball. I mean, that is the kind of pitcher that David Price is. He is a fastball first pitcher. Establish that, pound that away. And you see that last start against Boston, just 56.5%. He really abandoned that pitch early. Threw a lot of curveballs, a lot of changeups, a lot of off speed. Was out of sync, out of rhythm. I think that's why you saw the 5 walks in the 5 innings and why he was so frustrated. It's one thing to have a bad outing, but David Price was livid after that outing, and I think that's because he got away from his principles, what makes him good.
A little tap here off the bat of McGee. Tough play, barehanded pickup, and the throw into the runner, and Kochman comes up with it. Boy, that was a tough play. McGee's not fleet of foot, and that gave the Rays a chance to get him. They still had to execute it, and Longoria, a great job to start it, and Kochman, a great job on the receiving end.
No, Longoria a little bit wide here on the throw. Great play otherwise, but that's why you have a good glove man over there. Casey Kochman right here. Now the catch and the tag. Hey, that's the second time the Rays have victimized McGee on a little chopper. Jeff Neiman, that play that he made over by the third base line was against Casey McGee.
Pitch down and in to Betancourt, 1-0. 2 up, 2 down. Little tap foul. Off speed. The count is 1-1. The Rays continue to be very solid defensively. That and the outstanding starting pitching. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Day in and day out, that combination will keep the Rays in games. Two and two. Back of third, fair, long throw coming, and Kochman can't come up with this one cleanly. Betancourt is safely aboard at first. Nice stop deep behind the bag by Longoria, and Betancourt is aboard with 2 outs.
Well, Longoria's got to retreat here slightly. Try to get in between the hops, now plant and throw everything he can do. That would have been a close play regardless. Give ground, and then you've got to have a big arm. Yeah, he would have had him. It would have been a bang-bang, but Kochman not able to come up with that low throw. That would have been a tough pick.
And they're going to assess an error to Longoria. Gomez taking a pitch down and in, a ball and no strikes. That's a tough error. That's a difficult play to make, to even make it close.
Yeah, I think the official score, at least early on, is taking the simplistic approach, which is a throw, a good throw all the way across. Would have got him. It bounced. First baseman didn't come up with it. Who threw it? But that was a very difficult play, having to give up that ground down the third base line, backhand it, and then plant and fire all the way across.
Yeah, there's a good chance that one might be changed, I would think. 1-1 the count to Carlos Gomez. Fouls it back. 1-2. Gomez has great speed, but has never really been able to take advantage of it. He has that big cut. He's a big swing and a miss guy. He can cover a lot of ground in the outfield. But his on-base percentage is only .266. There's a roller out to short. Johnson with the toss to Rodriguez. Retires the side. We go to the fifth, tied 2-2. Time to take a look at the upcoming race schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Play resumes Friday night on this road trip from Houston. We'll be in Houston for the weekend against the Astros, and home Monday against Cincinnati, and then the Cardinals come in on that homestand. So we look forward to the upcoming race schedule. You can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Just the fifth here with the Rays. Brewers have Marco Estrada in relief of Sean Markham. And the pitch is a strike. Estrada came on in relief of Markham when he was injured last Friday in that game against the Red Sox. He follows Markham to the mound today. Throws a strike and is ahead of Ruggiano 0-2. Ruggiano, Shopik, and then Johnson. Two and two. Line drive and a base hit driven through the left side of the infield. So Ruggiano has a base hit to start the fifth. Let's check in with Todd Callis and see where he might be.
Out in the outfield, Dwayne, beyond left center field, you've got the Harley-Davidson motorcycle deck down here. You can kind of watch the Brewers bullpen. Then you've got this whole open air area. Even on a day when the roof is closed, this area is wide open. Kind of has that Safeco feel to it, if you will. And the other thing is its footprint is really small. It's about the size of Minute Maid Park, where we're going to go next in Houston. And so you can fit it, in a downtown area, like in downtown Houston, or maybe a downtown city somewhere else. But it's a beautiful ballpark, and Connor and Ray want to know what your guys' thoughts are of this ballpark and also some of your other favorites around the league. Gentlemen?
Yeah, we like this ballpark. And that feature right there, if you haven't been here, there's a tendency to think that that's enclosed in glass, but it's not. That's open. So they have an opportunity to have parts of the outfield open, as well as the roof on those days when the that is open. A foul ball off the bat of Shopping. And I think that's you get the best of both worlds, and they've tried to accommodate that here. Anytime you can play under clear blue skies, that's the thing to do. But in a case like last night when we had torrential rain and thunderstorms here, full-fledged lightning, the roof was closed and the game went on. Shopik likes the hitting environment here. He took that pitch the other way. And you see they pull that right field in with that hospitality area. In fact, the bricks behind that are bricks from Old County Stadium that they've incorporated here at Miller Park. A 2-strike count to Shopping. You like this ballpark.
I love this ballpark. I absolutely love this ballpark. The center field there.
That's where Shopping hit his home run. Yeah, County Stadium bricks.
The center field scoreboard. That is the most crystal clear scoreboard that I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's a new addition.
I mean,
just outstanding.
Yeah. I'll tell you the other thing that I like about this ballpark is the fact that because of those panels being open in the outfield, even when the roof is closed, like it is right now, like it was last night, you don't feel like you're playing indoors.
Yep.
You've got the grass field. It doesn't feel, like a dome. The roof's way up there, but you kind of look out into the city.
Yeah, Sam Fold is one of the Rays who had been here before, having played with the Cubs in the National League, and come up here. And Sam's description of it was like being in a spacecraft, a flying saucer or something.
Oh, when you come on from the highway, it's a massive structure. When you look down where the loading docks, how deep down into the ground it goes, it's an impressive building.
Shoppik getting time granted by Brian Knight. With something in his eye. He's going to need some assistance. Yeah, it is quite impressive, and as Todd mentioned, the actual footprint of this is smaller than you might think.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. That was a surprise to me. I would have thought that this was a whole lot bigger than Minute Maid Park.
And you've had a chance to see this now, both as a participant, as a pitcher coming in here, and now as a broadcaster. And there's an overview of this ballpark. It's a unique theme on opening and closing that dome, but it doesn't take long to get it done.
And they like to show you how they can do it too.
1-2. Shoppik taps it foul. And right there, the roof controls, if you'd like to give it a shot, BA.
Do you think it's just a button? Or there's more to it than that?
It's a big crank.
You got a bunch of circus clowns back there cranking away.
A ball, 2 strikes. Two and two.
Well, now that Kelly's got his power stroke going back, he's taking these at-bats way too seriously.
Stepping out, readjusting. And a swing and a miss. Shoppik out on strikes. Second strikeout for Estrada.
Well, Estrada's got a very good changeup. That ball comes out of his hand. It looks just like a fastball. And to Kelly Shoppik, that looked like thigh high right down the middle. That's why you see the swing. You see the grip. Takes that big swing, but just out in front. Good pitch.
Here's Elliot Johnson to throw to first, and Ruggiano is back in. Brewers scored 2 runs in the first, and the Rays scored 2 in the second. Oh, he picked him off. Ruggiano is picked off. The Rays lose their second base runner of the day. Ruggiano just could not get back.
Well, for the Rays, doing everything, all the little things right to be successful. That was a good move there by Estrada, and Ruggiano just kind of got stuck out there. Yep, the little move towards second. Then he went to the ground a little bit too early, trying to get back there in his haste. And the Rays have given up now 2 base runners, or 2 outs on the base paths. Well, this was all about the right there, that little movement towards second base. As soon as Ruggiano made that move, couldn't get back.
Elliot Johnson behind in the count now, 2 strikes. So that leadoff single is erased on the pickoff. The other thing that does, we talked about this last night, it gives the Brewers a chance to get out of this inning and have the pitcher lead off the next inning. Johnson trying to somehow get aboard to get Price to the plate. Estrada thought he had strike 3 there and started to move off the mound.
That's that borderline pitch. Sometimes Brian Knight has given it, sometimes he has not. This is close.
Pitch down, 2-2. Marco Estrada in relief, following Sean Markham. And a chopper to Weeks at second. He gloves and throws, and the Rays are out. We go to the bottom half of inning 5, and it's a 2-2 ball game. Braun's base hit chased home Ricky Weeks in the first. Double play ball got the other run home before the damage was done. Kelly Shopik, a 2-run home run to right field. That came in the second inning with Casey Coxman aboard. 4th home run of the year for Shopik. That has tied this game 2-2, and we're tied in the bottom of the 5th. Well, just 15 minutes ago, we had clear blue skies, and now we have some wind and rain. But that back panel remains open, and the roof is closed, and this game continues. Well, that's a great feature. And it also does allow the elements to impact the game as it would in an outdoor ballpark. You'll get some breeze coming in, and then rebounding off the grandstand. There's LaCroix hitting a ground ball to second. Rodriguez corrals it and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. David Price on the hill. He's made 71 pitches now, 1 out into the 5th. The pitcher Marco Estrada will come on to bat. Sean Markham was 0 for 1, a strikeout in his at bat. Look at Estrada, he's 2 for 8. Pitch is low. One ball, 1 strike. One and 2 Red Sox batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Play had been halted in that game. It's 1-0 San Diego. The Padres scored a run in the 1st. And Estrada is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, on Sunday, July the 3rd, when the Rays host the St. Louis Cardinals, you are going to want to get there early and then hang on, stay out a little bit after that ball game. Early part, first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive this DJ Kitty puppet presented by Chevrolet. The stay late part is after the game. Stay there and catch the Wiggles as they kick off their North American tour at Tropicana Field. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets now. You always want to be there for the kickoff to the tour.
Yes,
because they go all out that first time out of the gate. All pent up, ready to go.
Yep.
And they blow it out.
High energy right from the beginning.
Big time.
And they sustain it. First pitch.
Yeah, they're not all worn down at this point.
No.
This isn't the end of the tour.
That's right.
It's the beginning.
Yes. So well worth the effort to see that. 1 ball to no strikes the count to Ricky Weeks. He bounces 1 foul. 1-1. It's entertaining and educational.
I learned that.
Yep.
I didn't know. I wondered what we were going to learn, but now, you sat down, watched some tape, did our research. I know exactly what we're in for.
Yeah, watch the Wiggles. 1-1. The strike. 1-2. Had the official Wiggles meeting.
The Wiggles production meeting.
Yeah. Isn't every production meeting a Wiggles production effort anyway?
Most every meeting we have.
There's a lot of wiggling going on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's pretty close right there, and Weeks takes the pitch for ball 2.
Boy, David Price thought he had it. This is very, very close.
You're right. The last couple nights, the strike zone was a little wider. But not today. Brian Knight going to make you throw a strike.
Yeah, Bob Davidson and Hunter Wendelstedt had the approach that makes sure when these hitters come up there, they're ready to hit. I mean, they were aggressive. They were looking to call strikes.
pitchers, as you well know, they love not only to get the corners, but they love the low strike call. And, and Brian Knight is not inclined to give that call freely. Cut and a miss. Weeks tagged out by Shopik. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Brewers. On to the 6th, tied at 2.
Well, here's today's AutoWay poll question. It's like yesterday. Who will win this afternoon sausage race? TB1, bratwurst. TB2, Polish. TB3, Italian. TB4, hot dog. TB5, chorizo. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. I'm going to go fully behind my man Bratwurst. He's got to come out with a better showing.
Yeah, what was the scouting report? Look at that. He works out. He's a machine. He starts fast, but then fades.
Start fast. Did you see the race yesterday?
David Price.
He started in 5th and he ended in 5th.
What good does the workout do then? Gomez.
Maybe he needs to save some for the for the game, for the big race.
That's right. Yeah, he could be working out too much, and then even if he got off to a fast start, that quick fade.
Yeah.
So the Bratwurst, again, he's #1 in your heart, but has been highly unsuccessful in the sausage races here.
He's #1 in your heart and #1 in the win total. As in one total all year.
Yeah. Sean Rodriguez takes the pitch, and that's a ball.
I have a feeling that involved at least 2 to 3 other fall down somehow, some slips for him to rumble in there in first place.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a feeling he's going to get it done today. Day game. Guys that work out a lot love day games.
Aha. I got you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Price hit the fly ball to center. Now Rodriguez is down in the count. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Marco Estrada has come on for manager Ron Renicky after Sean Markham departed from the ball game. He's thrown the ball extremely well. Very quietly showing a good mix of all his pitches. Very good changeup.
Now full count. And that's ball 4. The Rays get a base runner. Well, here's the scouting reports on the other contestants in the sausage race. The hot dog, the All-American favorite. And Chorizo, a great competitor. Spent extra time training throughout Central and South America. See, they're getting ready. They're being no doubt prepared by their handlers. Ben Zobrist hits a ground ball through the right side, a base hit. Rodriguez accelerates, heads to third. He'll beat the throw in. It's first and third with one out for the Rays. Rodriguez hustling his way all the way over to third on the base hit to right by Ben Zobrist.
Oh, that's where walks will kill you. You walk Sean Rodriguez and then you give up a ground ball in the hole, and now you're in some trouble. Corey Hart comes up firing here, but Sean Rodriguez makes it into third easily, hustling the whole way.
Now Evan Longoria is at the plate. The Rays scored their 2 runs on the Shopik homer with Kochman on first at the time. So aside from that home run, this is the first time the Rays have had a man in scoring position. It's pop foul and heads for the seats back of first. Strike 1.
Let's take a look at this swing by Longoria. There's a little bit of a cut fastball there. Just slightly pulls off of it. Boy, everything with Evan right now is just slightly off. You can see he's getting closer than what he was ago, where he was really pulling off everything. A lot of weak pop-ups and a lot of weak ground balls. He's more aggressive with his swings now, but just not quite all the way back where Evan and everybody else expects him to be.
And the throw down to third. Croy keeping an eye on Rodriguez. The count to Evan goes to a ball and a strike. We've been tied since the second inning. One and two.
See, there's been a handful of pitches in this game that Evan has swung at that when he's locked in, he just smashes. That being one of them.
Nothing out of that in this first and third situation. Rays dropped last night's game 5-1. Won the first night 8-4. Longoria out in front, out on strikes.
Well, a couple of harder pitches up in the zone, and then how about the changeup? Out in front, that little late action on it, taking it down below the zone, and he picks up a huge strikeout.
That has been a major weapon for Estrada, that changeup.
Yeah, he's shown a very good one. You know, out of his hand, it stays up in the zone. It has the appearance of a strike. And that's what the hitter sees. He sees a four-seam spin. He sees the hand, and the ball's up where he can start to swing at it. Not only does he find himself out in front, but then it bottoms out. Ends up a ball.
B.J. Upton takes one down. Ball, no strikes. Zobrist at first. Rodriguez at third. 2 outs. Rays with 4 hits, 2 off Markham and 2 off Estrada. A walk and a single in this inning. BJ with a soft fly ball, center field. That's going to fall for a base hit, driving in Rodriguez and giving the Rays a 3-2 lead. Well, Upton didn't have to hit it all that hard. In fact, to his advantage, he didn't hit it very hard, dropping it in front of Gomez, and the Rays lead 3-2.
Yeah, this ball gets in just a little bit off the label of the bat, but well placed. That was a hit right off the bat. There was no way that Gomez was going to be able to get in and grab that, and the Rays grabbed the lead.
And that'll get Kochman to the plate. So the Rays turn that walk into a run. Rodriguez reached, drawing the base on balls. Pitch is low to Casey Kochman. Kochman singled and scored in the second, scoring on the Kelly Shopik home run. One ball, one strike. Foul back. Out of play. 1-2. Padres have added a run in the 4th inning at Boston, holding a 2-0 lead, still hitting. Kochman getting time, with Estrada taking an extended amount of time out there. Casey did go. He's out on strikes. So the Rays are finished, but they take the lead 3-2, middle of 6. Middle of the 6th inning. Rays leading this contest. Well, let's take a look at our Autoway text poll and who you voted for in the sausage race coming up. And Bratwurst turns out to be the favorite going in, with Italian second, and we'll see how it all comes off.
And they're off.
and it's a good start. It looks like Polish is lagging a little behind. Hot Dog is out in front. Bratwurst is second. Chorizo is third. Italian makes it interesting. They're in the home stretch. Who's going to get this one? Look at this. It looks like it's going to be... Oh! Photo finish.
A photo finish. First pitch here in the bottom of the sixth. Ball hit off the glove of Longoria, and Corey Hart is aboard to start the bottom of the sixth inning. In that photo finish, Hot Dog is going to be declared the winner, just ahead of Bratwurst. So Hot Dog with his 15th sausage race victory of the season.
I don't know if I can go on.
Bratwurst with only one win all year.
Oh, and he had it too.
So a runner at first. He takes off, and the pitch, throw down in time. Hart caught trying to steal. Rodriguez put the tag on him, the peg down by Shopik in time, and they eliminate that leadoff base hit.
Well, that was huge. Good quick release here by Shopik. He gets rid of it, and then the nice snap tag there by Sean Rodriguez. He had to reach up and away for that ball, but watch how quickly he gets it down and right to the ankle of Corey Hart. Yeah, that was big.
Fired up.
You better believe it.
Well, Braun sends a fly ball into right field. On the run, Zobrist, and he's there to make the catch. You know, Braun hit that ball a long way. He was reaching for that pitch and hit it a long way to the warning track in right center field.
Well, he generates a lot of bat speed, and we talked about it in the open, the fact that he'll hit the ball with authority to all fields. He gets the backspin. That's where it works out. He got extended, got enough backspin. The ball does jump here.
And you know, the other thing about right center field, it's not so much an alley with that wall extending close to straight out from the foul pole. And so there'll be some balls that come close to the warning track or the wall, and they're not hit as far as you might ordinarily think. So that makes it dangerous out there. Another reason why hitters love this ballpark. 1-1 the count to Prince Fielder. And they've made it even cozier down the right field line. Two balls and a strike. You see the addition there coming out from the permanent wall. Fielder, a big cut and a foul ball out of play. 2-2. Leadoff single off the glove of Longoria by Hart. He was caught trying to steal. 2 outs in the inning now, and a 2-2 count to Fielder. Again, a foul the other way. Tim Dillard getting ready in the bullpen for Milwaukee. Upstairs, and the count is full. Rays scored a run in the top of the inning, driven home by B.J. Upton. And another foul holds the count. Fielder got a run home on a double play ball in the first. lines this one into right field to Zobrist on one short hop. A liner over the head of Rodriguez.
Well, Prince Fielder had seen fastball after fastball start to quicken up his stroke. David trying to come inside here. Fielder yanks the hands through. That was a missile. I mean, you saw right there the jump by Sean Rodriguez just over his glove, and that almost made it all the way out to Ben Zobrist.
Here's Casey McGee. Pitch away. We've seen McGee throughout this series open up and try to get out in front and pull almost every pitch he sees.
Yeah, when he goes to right field, it's almost an accident. You see right there. That not only was he out in front, but this ball is down and away off the plate, and that front side just flies open. I mean, that front hip is gone. Now, a lot of guys will do that, you know, early in the count, but with 2 strikes, shorten up, maybe you try to go the other way.
It's a fly ball toward the line and right. Zobrist makes the catch, and that retires the side. 2 hits, 1 left, no runs through 6, 3-2 Rays.
Over the Brewers 3-2. Start your weekend at Friday Fest. It's presented by Captain Morgan. It's on Friday, July the 1st. The Rays host the Cardinals. The first 10,000 fans will get a collectible Matt Joyce t-shirt presented by the St. Petersburg Times. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets right now.
Pitching change coming here. Tim Dillard's going to be on the mound. Dillard makes his 12th appearance. We saw him in the first game of this series. Sam Fold will pinch hit.
The 14 strikeouts in 13 innings, just the 1 walk.
Murciano had started, and now with the right-hander Dillard and Fold will pinch hit. The first pitch is a strike around the knees. Each team with 5 hits. The Rays have 3 runs. Brewers have 2. One and one. Sam pinch hit last night and grounded out. 2 balls and a strike. So the Rays with Fold up there trying to get him aboard to get something started. Try to add to this slim 1-run lead. Fly ball headed toward left center. Braun's going to have to go back on the run, and he cannot glove it off his glove. And into second base goes Sam Fold. So Fold comes off the bench and delivers. A double for Sam Fold.
Let's take a look at our checkers double of the game. Dillard with a fastball working its way to the outside corner, but it's elevated. Sam Fold reaches out there, gets that ball out into left center field, and then Ryan Braun going back there trying to make the one-handed tough grab, and he cannot come up with it.
Meanwhile, the Padres have scored 4 times in the 4th inning. They've knocked John Lackey out, and the Padres lead Boston 5-0. 1-0 the count to Kelly Shopik. Way wide, corralled by Lucroy. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, you talk about a yanked breaking ball. Jonathan Lucroy showing some agility back there. That ball, I mean, fortunate he was able to come up with that. That was nowhere near the plate.
No, that ball just a little bit outside. This Bob Uecker.
Harry Doyle, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. The pitch is wide. 3-0. Well, Dillard apparently being very careful with Kelly Shopik up there. Shopik hit the home run in the 2nd. That's a strike. 3-1. Yankees beat Cincinnati 4-2 in the first of their day-night doubleheader. It's a makeup doubleheader from the rain out, and Shopik draws the walk. So it'll be 1st and 2nd here to begin the 7th inning. Garcia got the win for New York, and Jorge Posada hit a home run. Mariano Rivera picking up his 19th save. Elliot Johnson up here now. He takes a pitch down and in.
Right now, Tim Dillard is all over the place. And that will bring a visit. Pitching coach Rick Kranitz. Well, fans, be sure to tune in Friday, July the 1st for the 2011 Rays broadcast auction to benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Tampa General Hospital Children's Medical Center. The Rays will auction off one-of-a-kind experiences with your favorite Rays players, including hitting lessons with Johnny Damon, exclusive ticket packages, a trip to the All-Star Game, and much, much more.
You know, not only are the Rays battling in the American League East, but they're going to have an impact on the National League Central here, playing the Brewers right now. The Brewers in first place by a half game. St. Louis a half game out, and the Reds started the day 2.5 out. They're now 3 back. A swing and a miss by Johnson. The count is 1-1, and the Rays will play the Reds and the Cardinals on the next homestand. And look at Pittsburgh all of a sudden. How about the Pirates? They're at 500.
That's an inspired bunch under Clint Hurdle, changing the culture.
2 balls and a strike. Well, Clint Hurdle, a good baseball guy, but also a good people guy.
Yeah. Good motivator. Gets everybody excited. And I'll tell you, that'd be nice to see over there in Pittsburgh. Got it, one of the best ballparks in all of baseball. Be nice to see him put a quality product out on the field, and so far so good, hanging around in that race.
Fold at second with Shopik at first. Betancourt trying to keep Fold close out there at second. Now he releases, and the pitch swung on. High fly ball. Deep to right center. Got a chance to go. Gone. Home run for Elliot Johnson. Elliot Johnson unloads a 3-run blast. And for Elliot, that's his first hit since coming off the disabled list on the 12th of this month. Elliot had gone 0 for 2 today and 0 for 17. And he hits a 3-run home run. And the Rays now have a 6-2 lead.
Well, we talked about Dillard being all over the place. Well, he throws a fastball there that finds its way middle, in, down against a left-handed hitter. Elliot Johnson puts a nice swing on it and just launches that ball off the facing the bleachers out there in right center field.
David Price bounds one back toward the on-deck circle now. So the home run for Elliot Johnson, his 3rd home run of the year. The Rays have a 3-run 7th and a 4-run lead. Pitch is outside, and it's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Seven hits now. The Rays have hit 2 home runs in this game, and they've come from the 7th and 8th spots in the order. Price just a little piece of it. Foul ball, and it's a 2-2 count. Well, the Rays holding a 1-run lead until Elliot Johnson unleashed that 3-run shot. Price swings and misses, reaching for the pitch. He's the first out in the 7th inning. Johnson hit a couple of home runs in the middle of May. Hit one off Baltimore of Jake Arrieta, and then hit one off Ivan Nova of the Yankees on the 15th and 17th of May. That's a strike to Rodriguez, and connects in a big way here in Milwaukee in the 7th inning today. Foul ball. Because he had started to get some playing time because the Rays were looking for some offense, and that's when he hurt the left knee in the series in Detroit and went on the disabled list and just got back 10 days ago. Rodriguez hits it on the ground to third. McGee throws a strike to first. So a strikeout and a ground ball following the home run. So with the bases empty, 3 runs home, 2 outs. Ben Zobrist will bat. Ben is 1 for 3. That's a strike. Rays with 6 runs, 7 hits. The Brewers 2 runs, 5 hits. One and one. Strike at the knees. 1 and 2. Dillard, the third pitcher for the Brewers. Ben shoots one foul the other way into the stands. Zobrist out after that one, swings and misses. Couple strikeouts after the home run, but a big blast from Elliot Johnson, a 3-run shot. And it's 7th inning stretch here in Milwaukee. Rays lead 6-2.
Seventh inning. Question now on our website Wednesday. Email the booth comes to us from Nikki. Nikki wants to know if pitchers that get to hit against National League teams like Price get an advantage about learning how to pitch based on when they're at the plate, finding out how tough it is to hit. Gentlemen?
Yeah, and I think that's a germane question not only to interleague and American League pitchers, but I think that's a very important question to ask in developing pitchers. I don't think there's a better way to give pitchers the appreciation of how difficult it is to hit than have them try to hit in games themselves against live competition in game situations. Betancourt takes the first pitch, and it's a strike. Betancourt, Gomez, and then Lucroy. Pitch is popped up and in foul territory back at first. Now back fair, just fair. And Kochman takes care of that. I think for development, pitchers begin to realize that if they can make a pitch, for an example, down and away, how difficult that pitch is to hit. And it really increases the perspective from a pitcher's point of view, how important that pitch is And if they can make that pitch in that location, they're going to have a lot of success because they see how difficult it is to hit it. Gomez fouls it back. There's a strike. So I really think in terms of player development, Brian, that organizations ought to have their young pitchers hit as often as they can in competition.
I would completely agree with that for the reasons that you just pointed out. I mean, getting a chance to go over to the National League and play, you get in the batter's box and a hitter, a pitcher throws you a fastball down and away, umpire calls it a strike, and wow. I mean, especially if it's down. If it's away, and we've talked about this a lot, and when we're looking at highlights and replays and stuff like that, when the ball's away and it's elevated, you just reach out, just get your bat out there, and you can drive it the other way. But when it's down, the ball looks like it's so far away from you, and you realize how hard it is to really hit that ball hard. I mean, you really got to be diving out there, and you're absolutely right. It gives you a different perspective, and it actually gives you confidence. Hey, if I can go out there and make that pitch, I know what it looks like, and that's not an easy pitch to hit.
Sergio Mitre up in the bullpen. There's a swing and a miss. Gomez is out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th inning. Here's the strikeout pitch for Price.
Just overmatched. Mid-90s fastball up and away. You can see that ball was by him.
That was the 101st pitch of the day by David Price. He got Betancourt on the pop to first, strikes out Gomez, and now the hitter is the catcher, Jonathan Lucroy. That's a strike. Another good house here, better than 39,000 at the ballpark this afternoon. Had a crowd of over 40,000 last night. Pitch is up, 1-1. Bottom half of inning 7. It's fouled right back into the screen. 1-2. Lucroy, the number 8 hitter. The pitcher's spot is due next. And Josh Wilson has moved into the on-deck circle. Rays have out hit the Brewers 7-5. They've hit 2 home runs and they lead 6-2. And that will take care of Lucroy. He's out on strikes. We're headed into the 8th at 6-2 Rays.
This game up by 4 now over the Brewers. Log on to foxsportsflorida.com to get the latest news and information surrounding your favorite Florida sports teams, including videos, exclusive analysis from the experts, and much, much more. It's coverage that you will not get anywhere else. foxsportsflorida.com. Log on now.
Evan Longoria to lead off the 8th inning, with the Rays leading 6-2. Dillard throws a strike as Longoria tried to check but went around, says Jerry Lane. Evan 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Rays got 2 runs off Markham, 1 off Estrada, and 3 off Dillard. Estrada is the pitcher of record. It's 1-1. Juan Cruz loosening in the Rays bullpen. Price has made 105 pitches today, and the last pitch he made to strike out Lucroy was clocked at 97 miles per hour.
You talk about finishing strong. He really lit that radar gun up the last couple hitters.
2 balls and a strike.
That's what the good ones do. You give them a little bit of wiggle room, you give them a little bit of a lead late in the ball game, and they start to smell that finish line and really lay it out on the line.
Two the count. Upton next, followed by Kochman. Any deeper, we'd see Sam Fuld, who pinch hit to enter the game in the top of the 7th and stayed on. And the count is full, so Evan at one point down on the count, all the way to 3-2. Chops it to third, charged by McGee. The glove and the throw in time. Longoria's out, third to first.
Evan came out of the box hot. Thought he had a chance there maybe for a hit. A good play by McGee, and that throw was up the line just a little bit. Prince Fielder had to make that catch and get out of the way of Evan Longoria. It was a very similar situation. And what you saw with Albert Pujols getting that arm caught in the baseline.
Now B.J. Upton. It's a foul ball. B.J. gave the Rays the lead when he dropped that base hit into center field in front of Gomez in the 6th. That scored Sean Rodriguez. Made it a 3-2 ball game, and the Rays have added now to make it 6-2. It's too low. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Rays wrapping up this series in Milwaukee. An off day tomorrow. Picking up play Friday night in Houston. Rays will be home Monday. It's 3-1. The Rays will open the Houston series with James Shields on the mound, with Wade Davis pushed back to the Saturday game. Then Jeff Neiman will pitch Sunday in front of his hometown folks and friends. It's 3-2. The Rays were very happy with the way Neiman threw the ball here on Monday night. that was a big step in the right direction, coming off the disabled list. Price has pitched well today. There's Jeff. Neiman. 6 shutout innings. Ground ball, deep short. Betancourt's throw is scooped and is in time. Up and out of there. 2 gone, and a quick toss now to Todd Callis.
Yeah, Dwayne, a quick question on our email the booth. A lot of fans want to know about Casey Kochman, why he's not in the top 10 in hitting, especially some of his old Seminole Warhawk friends.
Yeah, well, boy, he's been something special for the Rays, and right here is the explanation entering today. He needs 3.1 plate appearances per team game, and so he's just a handful of plate appearances short, 26 coming into this game. He would be second in the league with that average of 339. He got a base hit his first time up. He takes a strike. So slowly but surely he's making his way to be eligible to be listed among the league leaders. And with the 1 for 3, he's still at 339 this time in. 2 strikes. And it's really amazing. Here's a guy who, when he came up with the Angels, hit for a high average, and then particularly last year really bottomed out with the eye problems he had. He got that corrected and managed to straighten out the mechanics, and he's been putting the ball in play and collecting hits ever since. Out on strikes, we go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-2 Rays. The mound. He's had a very good day and made a very good recovery, Brian.
Well, early on, I mean, you look back, the first 2 hitters of the game for the Brewers scored. After that, it's been nothing. Ricky Weeks, a base hit on a full count fastball. Ryan Braun, real good hitting right there. Full count changeup, drives in Weeks. That's been pretty much it. Then David Price started to go to work. He settled down, got the power fastball going. You see a couple of them there right on the corner, and the last couple of strikeouts from last inning starting to light up that radar gun smelling the finish line.
Yeah, he made 27 pitches in that first inning and has been very good with his pitch count since then, including 10 in the 7th. And he faces Josh Wilson, pinch hitting to lead off the bottom of the 8th, and he throws him a first pitch strike. Wilson hitting .241 with a couple home runs. It's fouled back. 2 strikes. Weeks and Hart to follow. And there is strike 3 call. 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Price. He got Gomez and Lucroy to end the 7th. Strikes out Wilson on 3 pitches to open the 8th.
Well, nothing fancy about that. Just 95, 96 mile an hour fastball at the knees, down and away. Talk about a pitch that looks far away from you and that kind of velocity. See you later.
9 strikeouts for Price. Here's Ricky Weeks.
But David Price, when he gets that fastball going down and away, I mean, that's a good place for any pitcher. For David Price, it's just deadly.
Weeks fouls it out of play the other way.
It's got too much late movement on it, too much velocity. It's a tough pitch to elevate. Your best hope is to reach out there and try to flare one, poke one out into right field. He can dominate with that pitch, and we've seen him do it. Fastball heavy, and when he's locating, he is tough to beat.
Weeks twice has struck out, once looking, the last time swinging. It's 1-1. Price keeping that velocity. That last pitch was 95. Foul into the screen. It's 1-2. Brewers scored 2 in the first, the Rays 2 in the second to tie. They broke the tie with a run in the 6th inning. Cushioned the lead with a 3-run 7th. Up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're never quite sure what you're going to run into at the ballpark. Three balls, 2 strikes. We would expect to see that where we're going. In Houston.
Oh, the mustache or the hat?
Well, both, actually. But certainly the hat. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He chased the fastball at 96. Back-to-back strikeouts here. That's 10 in this game for Price. 4 consecutive strikeouts.
David gets Weeks to go up and out of the zone. Well, hard to lay off that pitch. You see it. Weeks is an aggressive hitter. David Price trying to finish strong.
Here's Gary Hart.
The Senator?
No. Probably not the Senator. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a pitch inside. Corey Hart has been hit by a pitch, walked, and singled, and that's not even a Washington Senator. In a way it would be, but not in the baseball context. So it's a 3-ball, no strike count here to Hart. Price struck out Gomez and Lucroy to end the 7th. He has struck out Wilson and Weeks to open the 8th. He's behind Corey Hart, 3-0. The pitch is a strike. 3-1. Kyle Farnsworth is loosening in the bullpen now for the Rays, along with Juan Cruz. And back to full now with that foul ball, 3-2. He's about to make his 120th pitch of the game on this 3-2 delivery to Hart. Fly ball right field. Zobrist is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. That fastball at 96. 3 up, 3 down. On to the ninth. 6-2 Tampa Bay.
Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, David Price has given the Rays 8 very good innings, 7 of them shutout innings. He gave up 2 runs in the first, has made 120 pitches with 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 runs, 5 hits. And as we go to the ninth, the Rays have a 6-2 advantage.
Boy, David Price just got better and better as that game went along. He was fun to watch.
A good day's work. Sam Fuld will lead off the ninth against the new pitcher for the Brewers, Sergio Mitre. Sam doubled as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning, and that started what turned out to be a 3-run inning. He doubled, Shopik walked, and then Elliot Johnson hit a 3-run home run. 2 balls, no strikes.
The question is, does David Price get his pants clean, or does he keep the slide stains? And what kind of treatment on the strawberry?
Yeah, he might want to keep the those pants just the way they are. He earned that the old-fashioned way. That's a strike. It's 3-1. Rays got 2 runs off Markham, a run off Estrada. And there's the treatment.
Yep.
3 runs off Dillard. And Fuld is on base with a walk. So Sam on for the 2nd time in as many plate appearances.
Well, it's been 16. Now it's down to 8. The 8 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history are going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics, and then tune into the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on Fox to find out who the big winner is.
Kelly Shopik. Runner takes off, and there's no throw. Fuld safely in at second. And going head first. Apparently his pitching career put on hold, and so he went in head first with a stolen base.
Yeah, another one of those head first late slides. Boy, he is so late into second base. Watch how late he goes. I mean, that is late. He eat a lot of knees that way.
Pitch to Shopik is a ball. It's 1-1. Shopik's home run in the second inning was his 4th of the year. Two balls and a strike. Big cut and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Shopik home run came in the second. An opposite field shot. Pitch is down. We have another delay in Boston. The game in the 5th inning. San Diego leading the Red Sox 5-0. Yankees beat Cincinnati 4-2 in the first game of their day-night doubleheader. And there is strike 3 call. Pitch right at the knees, and Shopik is caught looking.
Well, Mitre comes with a little sinker. He starts off the plate and runs it back over the outside edge. Kelly gives up on it. He gets rung.
One away. Here's Elliot Johnson. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson turned a 2-1 pitch into a 3-run home run.
How many times have we said stay away from that area on most lefties? The ball finds its way into the nitro zone.
2-0. Johnson shoots that one the other way. Well, the Rays have a 6-2 lead. The pitcher's spot is due next, and Johnny Damon has moved into the on-deck circle. And a line drive caught by Weeks. No chance to double up. Fold. Sam back in there at second base. And now Johnny Damon will come on to pinch hit. He'll hit for Price. So David works 8 very good innings. He made 120 pitches. And will depart with a 6-2 lead. 10 strikeouts for Price. Gave up just 5 hits. And here's Damon pinch hitting, trying to get another run home. The pitch is outside. Mitre asking about the location of that pitch. Thought it might have caught the corner, but it was plenty off the plate. Damon fouls one the other way into the stands. Brewers got Mitre from the Yankees at the end of spring training. He was traded for the outfielder Chris Dickerson. A 1-1 count. Damon lays off the pitch, low and in. 2-1. Ground ball third, grabbed by McGee. His throw to first in time. Play over there, and the Rays are out in the ninth. They leave a man headed into the bottom of the ninth. 6-2 Tampa Bay. Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. By Checkers, Feast On. And by Bad Teacher in theaters June 24th. Well, we go to the bottom of the ninth here in Milwaukee. The Rays have a 6-2 lead. That's Kyle Farnsworth on the hill.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Farnsworth on for the 33rd time. This is not a safe situation, but Joe Madden, the Rays bullpen has not been very sharp as of late outside of Kyle Farnsworth, so he is taking no chances coming down through the powerful middle of this Milwaukee Brewer lineup, and that's why you see Farnsworth in this situation.
Yeah, they're going to have Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, and then Casey McGee do. Farnsworth did pitch here in the game on Monday night. Pitched an inning and a third in that 8-4 Rays victory. Here's Braun. Braun drove in a run with a base hit in the first, and the first pitch from Farnsworth is a strike. The fly ball to right field. Room for Zobrist, not yet to the track. One away. Boy, that's a big bat to get that first out, and especially when it's Ryan Braun.
Yeah, you just don't want the Brewers to feel like they've got any chance to come back in this game. Just quash it right from the get-go. Not an easy guy to get. We talked about how he'll use the whole field. He's been right field heavy today. Big first out.
Now Prince Fielder. He picked up a base hit in the 6th inning. Well, what a strong finish for David Price. He retired 7 in a row and was consistently 95 plus to those hitters he faced. 1 strike to count. All 5 Milwaukee hits singles in this game. 1-1. Fielder lined a base hit into right his last time. He's grounded into a double play and struck out the other 2 trips up there. Got a run home on the double play ball. The count 2-1. 120 pitches for David Price. He made 122 pitches last July in Minnesota on the 2nd of July. That's his career high, 122, 120 today. And there's a tap that's fair inside the bag against the shift, and he has a base hit, makes a big turn and hangs on at first. Longoria had to retrieve that ball, and fielder against the shift goes the other way. If it was any more the other way, it would have been foul.
Well, you can see right here, Evan Longoria, the Rays have the shift on, and this ball right here, right off the end of the bat. You know, good hustle all around. Prince Fielder was smelling double the whole way, and Evan Longoria hustling over there and then throwing that ball back in quick keeps Prince over at first base.
Hit number 6 for the Brewers. Here's Casey McGee in a ground ball to the right side. That's going to go through. Fastball in at 97, and McGee got it through the right side.
Casey McGee going the other way. That's something we have not seen the entire series. Well, that's why that ball was running up and in. I was going to say, did he really go out and get one and push it to the right side? He did not. He just got beat on a fastball that had better velocity, but
yeah, that would have been a dramatic change in approach.
I feel better now. Yeah. I feel better because we said, hey, if he goes to right field, it's on accident. Well, that was on accident. That ball ate him up in. He just pushed it out there to the right side. Base hit nonetheless, and Brewers with 2 on now. That's how important it was to get Braun.
Yeah, you've got Fielder going past third, and there's a base hit served in by Betancourt, and the bases are going to be loaded. So 3 consecutive singles, 3 pitches, 3 base hits, and they're loaded now. Betancourt served that one through.
The ball working itself away, but again, that ball was elevated just off the end of the bat. That late movement on the cutter took it off the end of the bat, but it was enough to get into center field, and now the Brewers bring the tying run to the plate. Not exactly your big power hitter in Nyjer Morgan, but
well, they've loaded the bases, and Nyjer Morgan will be the pinch hitter for Carlos Gomez. Gomez had played center field. Morgan has been in the starting lineup the first 2 games. He's hitting .336. And he goes after the first pitch, sends a fly ball into center. Caught out there by Upton. A tag at third. Fielder's going to score to make it 6-3. Runners hold. So the Brewers have swung on 4 consecutive pitches, loading the bases and getting a sacrifice fly. The Rays gladly take that out. 6-3 now.
Well, the Brewers being very aggressive with Kyle Farnsworth. They've seen, just like everybody else, you look at the stats, Kyle Farnsworth has not walked hardly anybody this year. I mean, he's been around the plate with his good quality explosive stuff, and instead of waiting around, if they can get to the first pitch, they're going to try and get to it.
Well, Mark Kotsay is going to pinch hit now for Lucroy. 2 men on. McGee's at second and Betancourt's at first. Kotze against Farnsworth. And a ground ball right side, picked up by Kochman, who steps on the bag, and this game is over. So the Brewers aggressive here in the closing hitters. Over a span of 5 pitches, there were 3 hits, a sacrifice fly, and the ground ball that ended this game, and the Rays are winners 6-3. David Price will get the victory, his 8th win of the year. As Kochman, well, here's the standings now. The Rays within 4 of the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees a half back. The Rays continue to run third. And Farnsworth came on, gave up a run in the 9th on 3 hits. 2 men were left, and he closes this one out. The Brewers actually out-hit the Rays, 8 hits, all of them singles. But the Rays are winners, knocking off the Milwaukee Brewers 6-3. Took 3 hours even to play this game. Price the winner 8-6. Estrada will take the loss, dropping his record to 1-5. And the Rays on this road trip now 2-1. And let's check in with Todd Callis.
Thank you, Dwayne. David, you got to run the bases a little bit. You threw 8 innings. Feel like a complete player today?
Yeah. I got hitter's knee. That's what me and Shields have been talking about for the last couple of weeks. He got hitter's knee in Miami, so I got a little carpet burn or dirt burn, whatever you want to call it now, so I feel complete.
You were showing that off in the dugout. What about as the game rolled on? Did you feel better and better after that first?
Yeah, I felt better as after the first inning. My fastball was coming out of my hand a lot better today, and that was good to see. So overall, it was a good day.
I know you want to talk more about the running. Did you almost beat that throw there? It looked like it was pretty close.
Yeah, he didn't get it out of his glove very well, but I thought the ball was more of a line drive, so I kind of froze a little bit. But if I'd have been going on whenever I just saw it, I might have been able to get there.
Big series for this team, winning here in Milwaukee 2 out of 3, a very good home team of the Brewers.
Oh, yeah, it's a good way to start our road trip. So, took this first one. Hopefully we can go to Houston and take that one as well.
David, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Elliot Johnson's right here too, guys. So, EJ, get on this side of me. What about, you come off the DL, you hadn't had that hit, and then you get 3-1 on that side armor. What were you thinking there? You got a pitch that looked like you are able to drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it was an interesting play. We're in the National League. We got Pricey on deck. Yeah. So I wasn't sure how we were going to play it, but Pricey was cruising. So, I mean, the reason, I got to give credit to Pricey for, as good as he is, because otherwise it's going to be a bunt and we're going to pinch hit Johnny, and so we're going to go that route. So I'm grateful I got the opportunity to swing the bat. Hasn't been going well since I've been off the DL, so I'm glad to get one and help the team win today.
It was interesting when they went to the mound for a meeting. You came down and talked to Tom Foley, but then David Price is in that meeting too. You usually don't see that with the on-deck hitter, and then it looked like you guys said something after that. What did he say to you?
He told me to hit a homer.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. I swear to you. I mean, you should have asked him. Yeah, he said hit a homer so you can drive him in, so I don't have to. He's like,
that's all he takes, huh?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, just a little Pricey thing. So hopefully, he'll give me that nod in the future. But it was a good pitch, and I'm glad again that I could get one out of here.
You crushed that. Now, Joe Madden said before the game, talking about that knee brace that you wear, that it's kind of like a restrictor plate for someone with some speed. Do you notice that during the game, and are you looking forward to the day when you can play without it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not playing without it, mostly because it's just annoying. I put my uniform on every day as a creature of habit, and then I have to take off my shoes and my pants again so I can put the thing on. So, I'll be grateful when I don't have to put it on. But as far as in the game, I really have no time to think about it. It's just, go get the ball on defense and run down to first. I guess that's probably where I notice it the most, is I have to really change my mechanics to run. But it doesn't really prohibit me a ton in my mind, but it probably does on the stopwatch.
Well, Elliot, great job today. Big hit. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Todd.
All right, Elliot Johnson with the big home run. I guess all it takes is David Price to say, go hit a home run, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, and David Price very good on the mound for 8 innings en route to his 8th win of the year. The Rays come into Milwaukee, where the Brewers have been as tough as any team at home, and the Rays take 2 out of 3 here. We'll be with you Friday from Houston. Well, Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. See you next on Rays Live, the postgame.